In 2017, Luis Severino was an AL Cy Young finalist. It was coming off of his breakout year. Sevy was a fan favorite down in the Bronx. Unfortunately, all would fall for Sevy quickly, as after a good 2018 year, he got injured. He was out the majority of 2019 with rotator cuff inflammation and all of 2020 with Tommy John surgery. And then the majority of 2021, he was also out with a groin injury setback during a rehab start. After an arm has so many setbacks and injuries in baseball, it typically means that player is either not ever going to be the same player ever again, or he's just going to have a very tough time getting back to where he once was. Well, it finally came time for Sevy to pitch in the Bronx again in 2022. Ultimately, he did miss 2 months of the beginning of the season, but overall he came back, and he actually looked great. In fact, in 19 starts, he had a low 3.18 ERA, and even finished out his last start in 2022 by pitching 7 hitless innings against the Rangers. As you could suspect though, this went on to draw a massive amount of hype from Yankees fans going into 2023. Fans in baseball just felt like Sevy was back, and it was a celebration in the Bronx. Well, in 2023, he missed the first bit of the season with injury just like 2022. He then went on to come back in late May, and he had 2 starts, and overall even looked pretty solid in those starts. It only again added to the optimism that fans had for the guy. Well, in the beginning of June, he was set to make a start against the Dodgers. In that start, he pitched 4 innings, giving up 7 runs. Simply a pathetic showing from Severino, and this type of a play almost became a new normal for Severino. We were unsure about a lot of things when it came to Luis, but definitely not one thing, which is that injuries have ruined his career. We've seen it over and over and over again with him. It's a very sad reality for a guy who was once so dominant, but it has become reality. Now the question becomes, outside of injury, why is this happening, and what can the Yankees do to help him? Well, let's go ahead and start why this has been happening to Severino. A big reason is he has been tipping pitches, which with Sevy, if you remember going all the way back into his dominant 2018 campaign, some even believe that he was tipping pitches then, and he was, of course, even in 2019. So is this an issue in 2023? Well, yes, that's become obvious for anyone who watches Severino pitch. But this isn't even the biggest issue for Severino. The biggest thing is that he clearly doesn't have the same stuff. The name of the pitches may be the same, but the stuff isn't. The fastball has no velo into it anymore, just going from throwing to 99 to 95 at times, and the fastball just all around looking flat. Then looking into his off-speed stuff, that again once made him such a great pitcher, it's not the same stuff either. It doesn't have the same break to it that it once did. It nearly doesn't even have a break. His most recent start featured him going up against the best offense in all of baseball, the Atlanta Braves. As we know with Sevy, it's always him versus the first inning, and it was no different in this start, as he went ahead and gave up a 3-run bomb in the first inning. Outside of that though, he pitched the other 3 innings clean of runs, so I guess we could give him that, but again, it is Luis Severino versus the first inning every single time. Now going back onto what the Yankees could do for him. Well, honestly right now, they can assess his injury and see what they could do to make sure that his health is going back to 100%, or as close as it can to 100%, because it's clearly not even close to that right now. As far as this current Sevy on the mound goes, no matter what they do, he's unfixable. It's like trying to start a car, but there's no gas in the car. So even if they try to give him opener games, even if they were to throw him in the bullpen, Luis Severino has become a completely different pitcher. I hope that his best days are in front of him, but I fear that his best days are behind him. I hope you guys have enjoyed. Drop a sub if you haven't already, and peace out.